was 14, a girl came to my front door, rang the bell, and I answered. This was a girl I had never seen before. I'm not sure I'd even heard of her. She was the younger sister of a good friend of my older sister. And I liked that good friend of my older sister's. I liked her. Now, I remember the names of these folks, but I'm not going to use them. So I open the door, and there's this girl standing there. Okay, I've never seen her before, ever. I'm only 14 years old. And, well, she doesn't look like she's pleased to be there. I got to say, it must be nervousness, but it's more than that, okay? Which is why I'm making this recording. She wasn't just nervous about talking to me the way she did, okay? I'm saying that, well, she asked me to go to a dance with her at her school. Okay, she's 14. After all these years of thinking about this, I gotta say, she did not want me to go to that dance with her. She wanted another guy to go, a guy up the street who was a Christian. She was a Christian, he was a Christian. However, at that time I was Catholic, but as I discovered later in life, I'm descended from Jews on my father's side. And who knows? I haven't looked into this. I may be descended from Jews on my mother's side as well. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Now, so what happened here? Here's my analysis, okay? Her older sister was telling her, this guy here is a real nice guy. He's great. The older sister might have liked me. She was friends with my older sister. And she was recommending me to her younger sister, but her younger sister didn't want me. For whatever reasons, okay? I'm saying because she was Christian and she wanted a Christian as a boyfriend. So she was desultorily checking off a box here so that she could tell her sister, yeah, I asked him and he said no. She wanted me to say no. And so she asked me in a way that it wasn't appealing at all. She was extremely nervous and serious, and there wasn't like any smiles or attempt to like show that she really liked me. It wasn't there at all. So I'm gonna interpret what she did now as an old man and say, I did meet the daughter of a woman, a Jewish woman, who'd been in a concentration camp during World War II, the mother, okay? And she told me that her daughter, in picking out the guy she wanted to be with for life, okay? She said she saw this guy and she decided that he was the one for her. And here's what she said about it. He has no choice in the matter, okay? Meaning, okay, if she went to his door and asked him to a dance and he said no, that wouldn't have stopped her, okay, from pursuing him. He says no to the dance, okay. How about somewhere else? You see what I'm saying? He has no choice in the matter. She's deciding on this man no matter what he does. And I think that is generally what women do when they decide on a man that they like a lot and want to be in a relationship with. They will be tolerant of almost anything from that choice of theirs, as they're trying to get to know and get into the relationship they want with this person. Okay, so you don't want to go to the dance? Oh, gee, well, maybe something else. What do you like to do? You know what I mean? No. If this woman who appeared at my door had chosen me, she would have done that. Now, as it turned out, this woman, is from what I could see at a distance, stayed with this guy she went to this dance with in 8th grade and ended up marrying him. She stayed with him all through junior high school, and I guess college, and married him, and she may be with him now in old age. I don't know. I didn't follow up on any of this, and I'm not really sure if she stayed with him after high school or through all of high school. I don't know. It just seemed to me that she did. So she did choose the guy up the street, and he was probably her choice, is what I'm saying. So there's more to this, okay, because this woman seemed to have acquired somehow in the way she perceived me or looked at me, a view of me that brought on emanations of what you might call the evil eye that she's going to direct toward me anytime she runs into me or sees me. And this was a problem for me because when I was in senior high school, okay, I got this one class in my last year in high school, and it was called speech class. Now, the teacher was Jewish, and this girl, this Christian girl, she was sitting in the very back of the class, last row, okay? And I was sitting up in the second row behind who? The daughter, I didn't know this until, I found out her name, the daughter of one of the most famous Jewish writers in America, his niece, one of his nieces. This is a niece of one of the most famous Jewish writers of fiction in the United States at that time. Okay? And I wanted to be a writer, so it would have been great had I got into a relationship with that girl, because it just so happened I was sitting right behind her, and she was showing by the way she was looking at me and smiling and everything that she liked me. So I had never had a girlfriend and nothing in it worked. And I was thinking, hey, here's a girl here. What about her? Okay. So this Christian girl in the back of the class was emanating evil vibes toward me that I didn't deserve to be getting from her. And here's what happened. The teacher has me doing something or other where I'm supposed to go out of the room with this other student who was a boy like me, and he was Jewish as well. And we're out supposed to be doing something in the hall to prepare something for the class, all right? And meanwhile, this Christian girl is emanating evil toward me, okay? And this guy, I guess he picks up on that, okay? And we're out in this hall, and I don't know how this happened. This guy starts to attack me. Now, these kind of attacks happened between me and Jews going all the way back to elementary school. Suddenly, a Jewish boy would be attacking me. People say, we don't believe this. There's got to be a reason. No, there was no reason. They would find whatever I'm doing, they don't like, and they're just attacking. In fact, the first fight I was in this life was against a Jewish boy. It was just like that. I didn't know why I was in the fight. I didn't know why I was in it. It was the first fight I was ever in this life. I was 5 years old. Okay? And I won that fight against that guy. And I was feeling sorry for him because I was winning it, so I stopped. I stopped the fight myself. Now, later in elementary school, there was another guy who just out of the blue would be attacking me, a Jewish guy. I was in several fights with him, I don't know where they came from or why he was attacking me that way, but this happened with Jews. Okay, so now I'm out in the hall. I'm high school. I'm 18 years old, and this guy is attacking me. He's like, wrestling with me in the hall. And I don't know why he's doing it, but the teacher comes out of the room, the Jewish teacher. I'm not Jewish at that time, by the way. I'm supposed to be a Catholic, so I don't know I'm Jewish. The teacher's Jewish, this guy's Jewish. So the teacher, I'm saying this is what happened. She's blaming me for whatever happened, and I don't even know why the guy was attacking me. But anyway, she's angry at me for that. And so you know what I did? I dropped out of that class, which meant that the possible relationship with that Jewish girl was ruined by the evil of that Christian girl and her influence on that class. That's what happened. So I just want to say that, there is a saying that a girl who's turned down, there's nothing worse than a woman who's been turned down. There's a saying of some kind like that. And, I don't understand how that could apply when it looked to me like this girl found the guy she really wanted. The Christian guy was the guy she really wanted. So what was the evil she was emanating toward me? Like I'd done something horrible to her. All I did was say to her, I didn't want to go to that dance. I didn't say I don't ever want to be friends with you or be in a relationship or anything. I didn't say anything of the kind. And at 14, I had no experience. And this girl shows up at my front door. I've never even seen her before, right? And I was in delayed maturation myself, okay? Dealing with that kind of thing. So I got to say, this is the kind of ugly life that has characterized my life in the United States from the earliest ages, where I've just been in situation after situation of injustice in one way or another. False accusations, bizarre fights like the ones I'm talking about. People are going to say, "You did." No, I didn't do anything. I swear I didn't do anything to bring these on. I didn't. So I've thought about these things across my lifetime. I'm an old man now, and I'm saying that my conclusion to here is that this girl who got so angry at me, okay, she never wanted me to be hers in terms of a lasting relationship. She never wanted that. Had she wanted that, my turning her down about going to that dance wouldn't have stopped her from continuing to pursue me. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't have done that. So that's as far as I've gotten in my thoughts on this. Why she remains so angry at me, I'm thinking that, I was starting to be sexually abused at that age. So I was now looking like something I wasn't, like I was engaging in homosexual acts, I guess. And maybe she was thinking, this worm guy that I asked to dance, look at him, he's become some kind of a queer. And she's just emanating hatred toward me. And I had not become some kind of a queer. I was being raped by my own father. And this is the result out in the world for me. I'm being abused at home and then doubly abused out in the world that doesn't understand what's going on and begins around that age to punish me for being abused. Well, the punishments got worse and worse. And they're ongoing to this day. I'm being punished to this day for having been sexually abused.